is just in a crazy phase.
But we're past the time when we could just cram girls into an image. It's not important. A sorority today has to do more than just plan teas and dances.
Well, I think we do a lot. Remember the litter campaign and the leaf-raking project? We cleaned up the whole campus, and the entire sorority gave blood.
It's our last semester, Mary. We can't change Kappa now. The best we can do is see that we get some good girls to continue on after us.
See, I'm not so sure it's important for girls to be good girls. I say we ought to let them grow up and be women.
Well, that's silly. All girls grow up to be women. What else would they grow up to be?
I don't know, Joanne. Ducks?
Could we please get on with this meeting? There's an awful lot to be done.
We always have to do it. Look, Mary, this did dry lighter, but it doesn't look right on me. Do you have some remover?
I think it looks nice.
No, I'd better get rid of it. Ted would have a fit if he saw my fingers all painted up like a horse.
I always paint my nails.
Well, yes, but that's your style, Mary. Your style on me makes me look cheap.
You have short fingers.
Oh, God, look, I do. I hate my hands.
We've got to get organized. So let's discuss spring. Spring is a S-O-B.
Let's discuss the S.O.B.
Mary?
Sure, let's.
Okay. So I figure we'll mop up the awards during the spring semester. If we can win Pan-Hellenic Olympics, sing-song, and spring carnival skit, it'll be a first. None of the Greeks have ever won all three during the same year. Mary, are you listening?
All ears.
Well, then what do you think?
You know damn well we'll win the Olympics. With you coaching, we'll win. And we've got a pretty good shot at carnival skit. We won that last year.
Sing-song is the bummer.
We need a theme.
That is the key to sing-song. A good theme.
Most of the groups do medleys from Broadway shows, but Rodgers and Hammerstein's been done to death.
If someone does Oklahoma again this year, I'll puke.
And the Fiddler on the Roof is out.
The Jewish sorority always does that.
We can't do West Side Story. That's Puerto Rican.
Or Flower Drum Song.
Oriental.
Porgy and Bess. No. What we need is an American musical.
There's Bye Bye Birdie.
I don't know. Birdie Goes to War. With Vietnam and all, that might be too controversial.
Oh, let's not do something about the war. Let's let Lyndon Johnson do something about the war.
What about Hair?
What about Hair? I thought we were discussing sing-song.
No, Hair's a musical. I've heard the record. It's an off-Broadway show that's a big hit.
Oh, well, I guess we could wear matching evening gowns and groovy hairstyles.
No, it's about peace and love and sunshine.
Oh. Love and sunshine sound good, and peace symbols are big on campus.
We could do it all in white and yellow. White wrought iron bird cages with doves, and we could do a big chicken wire sun stuffed with yellow Kleenex. That'd be pretty.
Well, then let's do Hair.
If you're sure it's not too far out.
Yeah, the record doesn't sound like that.
Why do they call it Hair?
Yeah, if it's about peace and love and sunshine, what does that have to do with your hair?
Well, it means, let your hair down. Relax, be cool.
Oh, that sounds okay. I'll vote for Hair.
Great.
Okay, so it's decided. Hair for sing-song, and I'll whip the Olympics into shape. Now you guys can arrange Spring Carnival.
Well, I vote against another kissing booth.
Well, that was my booth.
Well, everyone hated it. Oh, but they like the one where you throw the pennies and try to win a parakeet.
Mm-hmm. All those parakeets died last year.
People didn't care if they were dead or alive. They still wanted to win them. Listen, a friend of mine won.
Oh, well, any friend of yours would just love a dead bird.
Let's just keep the booths down to pitch pennies and no fish.
2 booths are enough.
And we'll do the same skit as we did last year, only change the names of the characters and the costumes.
That's what we did last year and the year before. How long can we keep doing the same old skit?
As long as it continues to win.
I see.
So we'll change the name from Sorority Scandals to something like Campus Capers.
Or Kappa Capers.
Or Kappa Capers.
Didn't I just say that?
Mary, is that all right with you?
As long as I don't have to be in it again, let someone else be Snow White.
I'll be Snow White.
You are Snow White.
Thank you, Mary.
And what about costumes? Kappa Capers. Oh, it sounds like it should be about crime capers.
Oh, like 007.
Sure. Trench coats, floppy hats, black hose. We'll dress like we're crooks.
But we'll have some good guys too, won't we?
Sure, we won't all be bad.
Wanna bet?
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Is everything all right with you, Mary?
Oh, it is undoubtedly one of the great ideas of our time.
Okay, so it's Spring Rush, Kappa Capers, Hair, and Panhellenic Olympics. Those are the 4 big events before we graduate.
Graduation at last.
And then my wedding, at last. Have you two ordered your dresses yet? Is this meeting over? You haven't gotten your dresses?
We still have to do that.
Well, you have to go order those bridesmaid dresses. I can't believe you put that off. It's the biggest event of my life and you can't find the time.
Frankly, Joanne, I'm not a huge fan of the color.
How can you say that?
Well, when you said your wedding colors were white and green, I was picturing something more avocado, not lime.
Why did you ever choose those colors? The sorority colors are blue and navy blue.
And the university colors are blue and red.
And the high school colors were blue and gold.
It only makes sense to have blue.
But green is better for weddings. I mean, you can serve all sorts of green things. Cucumber salads and sandwiches and green salads and green grapes. There's no such thing as blue grapes. I mean, listen, it's easier for teas and showers. For a reception, you can make punch out of lime sherbet and ginger ale.
Guess blue food is a turnoff.
Well, of course. And listen, when I was deciding on a color, I told Ted I felt rotten about not using blue. I mean, he loves blue too. But I thought it would be easier to deal with lime. And Ted just said, blue or lime, who cares? Big fucking deals.
Boys just don't care about color.
So you two had better go down and get those lime dresses. What if they sold them to someone else? I'd have a heart attack.
We'll go right after classes tomorrow.
Promise.
Promise.
Swear.
I have to go downtown anyway to get a passport application.
When do you think you're leaving?
Just as I marry you off. I'm buying a one-way ticket to Rome and may never come back.
But what about Brian? Your pin.
Brian? Who cares? He's a convenience. Isn't it amazing how you and Ted have stayed together this whole time and I've switched boyfriends as often as I've switched sweater sets?
Well, it's not that amazing. I mean, when you go with someone for 6 years, then naturally you marry them.
Well, I went with Gary for 6 and then married someone else.
Oh, I forgot.
If we made it to 7, then I guess we'd be planning a double wedding.
Do you hear from Gary often?
Since when do married guys phone their ex-girlfriends?
Oh, you're so brave. If after 6 years Ted had dropped me and married someone else, I'd have slit my wrists.
I jumped for joy when Jim and I finally split. We tried to make it together through college, but we just got bored of each other. Blame it on sex.
I don't want to hear about it.
The pill changed my life.
I don't know how you can take those things.
I'm telling you, the pill is great. You should get some.
Since when does a virgin need the pill?
Sad but true.
Well, I haven't had the need to take mine since Gary got married. He was my first and last.
God, I can't believe you two.
Well, I'm not interested in sex.
Does Ted know that?
Well, all I know is that I'm getting married after 6 years of not giving in. And that's more than you can say.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. After going with Gary for 5 years, we started doing it. All the 6th year we slept together, and it was the best. And then one morning he calls me and says he met someone new. Within a month they were married.
It was so awful. I cried for you.
And I wondered why. Where did I go wrong? Was she better in bed than me? Did Gary just suddenly want a virgin, a new conquest? Was he just tired of me? It wasn't your fault.
But that girl was awful. She was just a creep. I'll never understand why he married her. She wasn't even in a sorority.
I found out she was pregnant.
What?
I'd been pouring pills down myself to keep from getting pregnant. I took those pills because Gary wanted me to. But then he goes out, they make it, she gets knocked up, and he marries her.
There's no justice.
Tuffy, You never told us this. We're your best friends, and you never told us.
I knew.
You did?
Sure.
Kathy, you told Mary, but you didn't tell me? Why?
Joanne, I felt like such an idiot. I've been trying not to get pregnant so Gary wouldn't have to marry me when I really wanted to be pregnant and married. I was smart and lost him. She was stupid and got him.
Obviously didn't want to marry her. I'll just bet they hate each other.
Well, I see Gary around campus. We wave and we start to speak, but we don't. What do you say?
Oh, I just know he still loves you.
I saw his wife the other day. She works at that dress shop on the drag. She didn't look pregnant.
His wife works?
She lost it.
Well, but she wasn't a very good salesperson. Oh my God, you mean the baby?
So there was no reason for him to marry her unless he just happened to love her.
Well, you'll never know. You might as well forget it.
Well, I hope he loves her. Loves her a lot. I don't want him to be unhappy.
I don't see why not. He made you miserable.
Poor Kathy. It's so awful that you felt you could tell Mary, but you couldn't tell me.
Well, that's the breaks.
Here my life is going along just as I planned, and yours, Kathy, is just a mess. You'll meet new men. I never thought once about Jim after we broke up, and we even get together and do it now and then for old times' sakes. It doesn't mean a thing. I was over him in a flash. But you didn't love Jim the way we love Gary and Ted.
I bet I did. We just got tired of each other faster.
If Ted ever gets tired of me, I'll die.
Well, if he hasn't gotten tired of you yet, I don't suppose he ever will.
We're very compatible. We want the same things from life. A home, children, security.
God, I don't want any of those things. I just want my lousy degree and my plane ticket.
I don't know what I want.
Oh, Kathy, I bet you'll miss college, the sorority and all the fun. You've been a better co-ed than we have.
A better co-ed? Thanks, Joanne.
Well, maybe if we're not lucky, we'll end up in the same junior league somewhere.
Oh, I hope we do. What if we didn't?
What if we didn't?
Well, we work so well together. Maybe we'll all be heads of the Kappa alumni group.
Well, before I do anything, I've got to get myself a job.
Ooh, graduation is so scary. You know, if I weren't getting married, I'd be very frightened. I'd have to get a job. There I'd be with a degree in music, but what would I do with that?
I still can't believe you ended up in music.
Well, thank God I ended up in something. I kept going to registration and standing around trying to decide what to take. But the tables for English and math and science and everything else were always so crowded. But every time I passed by the music department tables, there was never any line. So I signed up for a few more classes. And before I knew it, I had all the credits for a degree. I never wanted to study music.
And I wanted to study psychology, and me with the world's messiest room and up in interior design.
Kathy was the only one of us who knew what she wanted and got it.
A degree in PE.
I wish I had a degree in something I liked.
Guess I'll teach.
Oh, you should.
They can just keep my degree. I don't know anything more about arranging furniture than I did 4 years ago.
How can you say that? Your work is always on display in the art department. They think you're swell.
Well, they're fools.
They are.
They'd say to me, Mary, what would you do a room in? And I'd say, the walls hot pink and the furniture lime green, and they'd go into shock. But after a while, I was the only one who wanted to do the world not in entirely beige. They began to think of me as avant-garde, and little did they know I didn't give a damn.
Well, I think you've got talent. When Ted and I get our first home, you can come over and arrange the furniture.
Thanks, but no.
And I envy you, Kathy. You're going to do something useful. Here I am, content to be a homemaker, and Mary wants to see the world, but you're going to help people. Kathy, you're a good person, even though you keep things to yourself.
You'll probably be the only one of us to earn an actual living. I just want to meet someone rich and move in with him.
Well, I'm real disappointed and depressed about that. Your mother would have a fit if she knew how you thrown your laurels down the toilet.
My mother continually has fits. I wish she'd just give up on me.
Mine won't give up on me until I'm married. She's says it's the only thing she's looked forward to from the day I was born.
Well, I suppose we should hold a shower soon. Sometime between sing-song and graduation, Mary and I should hold a shower.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Just let us know what you want so we can tell the girls.
Okay. Well, I figured that the family and Mother's good friends will get crystal and silver and all that junk. And then Mother's other friends, the ones she never really sees, will get linens and pots and useful things. So between Mother's good and bad friends, I should be getting a pretty good haul.
Well, what about a kitchen shower? Odds and ends for the kitchen. Can openers, butcher knives, stuff like that.
What would sorority girls know about kitchenware? Most of them have never even been inside a kitchen.
Well, then a personal shower, lingerie and things for the bride.
That sounds embarrassing.
And what would Joanne do with 40 nightgowns? Well, then again, she could probably use the nightgowns.
Well, we've got to have a theme.
Over the rainbow! Over the rainbow!
Then people will end up bringing the worst crap. 40 Corningware saucepans.
Oh, and then I'd have to take them all back and exchange them.
What about a green and white theme?
Lime green.
Everyone has to bring something that's green or white.
Like my chosen colors.
That's just dumb enough to work.
And we could hold it in the garden. That's already green. And we could do big wedding bells out of chicken wire. And stuff them with white Kleenex. Well, naturally.
That's neat.
Okay, so that's one more thing to do this semester.
This spring will kill me yet. The rush and graduation and then this wedding, I'll have to make Ted do some of the work. We still have to find a place to live after graduation.
Why not just keep Ted's place?
Oh, that place is awful. Boys don't care what they live in. If I had to live in that dump, I'd scream. It doesn't even have a pool.
You do?
I don't know, Mary. I just don't know.
I haven't even thought about where I'll live after graduation.
Oh, well, we have to get a place near the law school so Ted can walk to class. Why not get an apartment next to ours?
I don't see much sense in staying near campus. I'm not going to graduate school.
Well, Ted has to. If he's not in school, then he'll get drafted. And if he went to Vietnam, I'd die.
I guess I'll just get an apartment near my work, wherever that is.
Oh, well, I hope it's not too far away. With Ted in class all day, I'll need someone to talk to, and I want both of you nearby.
I'm not making any plans past Europe.
Well, we'll get together for football games and sorority events. I mean, the girls will need us to make sure that things are done right. What would the Kappas do without you, Cap?
I don't know, but as soon as they hand you that diploma, you're expected to get out there, do something, be someone.
Well, I plan to do something. Someone.
Well, I've had enough of this talk. You both are acting childish.
Well, we all aren't as grown up as you, Joanne.
I know.
Do you remember when you were younger and people used to ask you what you wanted to be when you grow up?
Sure. I wanted to be a nurse, then a stripper, then a psychologist.
I always just wanted to be a wife and mother.
What else?
We all wanted to be pretty.
Well, you two are pretty. As for me, I'm just attractive.
Popular.
We are popular.
And cheerleaders and sorority girls.
We've done it all. We ran the gamut.
But didn't you want something more?
Well, more than anything, I wanted to leave home. I wanted my freedom.
More than anything.
Well, yes, more than anything, I wanted to do as I like.
And what about you?
More than anything?
Yes.
Well, Ted, of course.
Of course.
Did you want Gary more than anything? Or should I ask, is it too painful?
I'll bet more than anything you wanted to teach.
Oh, I know. More than anything, you wanted to be head cheerleader in college. You should have been. I give up. Me too. We both told you what we want more than anything. Now you have to tell us.
I can't.
There you go with those secrets again.
No, I mean I can't because I don't know.
Haven't a clue?
Not an idea.
Well, you'll teach. You should. You're so good at organizing.
Yeah, if I had your organization, I would have studied urban planning or Planned Parenthood.
What will I do? You will teach.
Jesus, Kathy, if you're going to get so upset about it, let's just change the subject.
No, look on the bright side, Kathy.
Anything could happen.
Life is full of surprises. All this worries for nothing.
I just really hate my life.
How dare you talk like that? We've had fun. Just think, you could have turned out like all those girls in high school who were unpopular.
How did they turn out?
Well, unpopular, I guess. They're all probably just married with a bunch of kids. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying that after we graduate, my life's going to be awfully lonely.
But it hasn't been until now, so why should it be?
Well, in the past 10 years, I bet the three of us haven't spent a day apart.
That's not true. Remember the summer you worked at the girls' camp? Joanne went to summer school because Ted went to summer school, and I went to Mexico?
We were apart for 3 months, and by the fall, we were closer than ever before. Being apart didn't change things. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
But I have to face a whole new world alone. And I don't even have a plan for it.
Well, let's make a plan. Let's meet every Wednesday afternoon. That's our schedule now. Kappa officers meeting every Wednesday, so why change it? I mean, Mary, once you come home, you'll want to see Kathy every week, won't you? Just as soon as I'm home, I'll be there every Wednesday. We can go to movies and shop. You know, I wouldn't be able to buy anything without your help, Kathy. Isn't that right, Mary?
She's always depended on your taste.
And we can join a country club. You can teach us to play golf and tennis. Mary and I really should learn to play. Say something, Mary. It's about time I got into sports. So you see, Kathy, no matter what happens, we three will always have each other. KKG, 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 eternally.
Joanne's right. We love each other.
Now cheer up. Let's all get out and go somewhere. I'd kill for a pizza.
Well, don't you have to meet up with Ted?
Oh no, he told me to get lost this afternoon. He's going to some kind of demonstration. Politics.
I wish they'd stop protesting. You can't go anywhere on this campus without someone pushing a picket sign in your face.
I told Ted I didn't understand why he had to get involved. I mean, the Viet Cong aren't bombing the campus.
Well, I protested when they started to close the Student Center snack bar at midnight, and it always closed at 1.
That was a good cause. It directly affected you. Ted says he's protesting because the war bothers his conscience, that he can't stand the needless killing of women and children. But I said to him, Ted, control your conscience. You don't even know these people.
You didn't say that.
Of course I did. Don't be stupid.
Well, I'm glad I won't be around to see the destruction of this campus.
It's flower, children. Pot. Everywhere I look, I smell pot. I won't let the Kappa house turn into a hippie commune.
Joanne, hippies couldn't afford this house.
From the way things are going, it's going to be a fight to keep this sorority together.
What we need is an interesting activity calendar for this spring. You know, enough social events to keep the girls' minds off current events.
We'll rush those girls like we've never rushed our pledges before.
We need 10 good girls because that's how many we're losing at graduation, including ourselves. Keep Kappa 40 strong.
10 noble women. That's what Kappa needs. Noble, noble, noble women with the keys to the kingdom of God. KKG.
I'm a noble, noble woman with the keys to the kingdom of God. Kappa the key, Kappa the kingdom, Gamma of God. Kappa, Kappa, Gamma.
Oh, I don't want to see it end. I'm scared.
It's easy to be scared.
Are you?
Why do you think I'm going to Europe?
To see the world.
To avoid it. I'm running scared.
I wish I could run.
I wish you could too, but you, Kathy, have always done what's right, what's expected. I can't. I never could. Just stop worrying. Let life happen. And don't think about it.
Mary's right.
I agree.
Just don't think. I've always found it better not to think.